Good morning again, everybody, whether you're watching live or on replay. So this is the second broadcast today, a title of which is obviously in the banner there. And I actually wrote an insight stroke blog about this. It must have been at least a couple of years ago now, but realized actually I hadn't really spoken about it on a short video. So I thought I would do that. But if you want to read the full insight stroke blog, go to my website, which is gatewaylocation.org, and in the blog section, put in that title and you'll be able to read the full thing. But I wanted to talk about it again here, just to kind of summarize the essence of the blog come insight. Because obviously terms like guru comes from Eastern traditions, and you can look up the etymology of that word. But one of the things that I saw very early on in my own journey, and actually never really resonated or liked the idea of having this some person as a guru. There was something about it in the way that it was presented that didn't really speak to me. Eventually realized much later what that was, and it's actually the misunderstanding that comes with the term, in that the guru can be typically, if you're not careful, be seen as a person. And actually the truth of the matter is the guru is never a person. Is that it may be a living expression in the human form of somebody who has realized the self, but really we are all ultimately our own guru. And yes, there may be somebody who acts in that role of guide and so forth who gets labeled as a guru, but the mistake is to think that it's the person that's the guru. The wisdom of the self, or the infinite silence, is totally and utterly non-personal, and it comes from a deep listening from the inner infinite dimensions. So the guru, mystic, teacher, master, whatever you want to call that, and actually people have referred to me as all of those, and these are labels that I don't buy, simply because of the misunderstanding in there. I'll often say, just to make it clear, I never taught anybody anything about self-realization. Now, the reason that's important to understand is that because it is only a realization, and that's why the word realization is there. It's, oh my gosh, I am this being, the infinite awareness or the infinite silence, realization. So that's not a learning, it's a realization of something that's already there. And this self is not personhood, it's not personal, it's non-personal awareness. It's a capital S self, not a small s ego identity. So then what that comes round to, the question is, well, what is then the role of somebody who's in a position of sharing the message of realization with the world? And it's simply this: to be a living pointing, to be a living pointing to that which is already present in everyone without exception. Without exception, this infinite awareness is that which we all are in a non-personal way. So if one finds oneself in a position of sharing this message, then the true message is that you are already this, and it's only a matter of being open to that realization. It's not something that one needs to learn, it is only to be realized. And by being pure in that living pointing, what that does is creates an invitation, like a resonant field for the apparent others, and the word apparent is very important there, to realize that which they already are. It's not about bowing down to some person, it's about realizing that you too are already this. So gurus, mystics, and self-realization really is about being a living pointing to that which you already are. And this realization can't be forced upon or thrust upon anybody. It will only flower when the time is ripe for you. And that journey, or the experience of a journey, can vary vastly from person to person. There's no right or wrong way for this to transpire. And these Eastern terms don't necessarily always translate so well into the West. They were coined in some cases a long time ago under different circumstances when there was much less information available than there is now. So really, it's about trusting that inner presence, that inner awareness that's already here. There's nothing that you have to learn about self-realization. It can only be realized. So the one who's in that role, just to reinforce one more time, is only acting as a living pointing to that which you already are. Namaste. Namaste. And thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.